over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Legendary entertainer Wayne Newton, a household name, joining us here on the couch at Good Day New York. We are in awe. Wayne is here, actually. He celebrated the life of Frank Sinatra last night with the Friars Club. Wayne, so much to talk about. Welcome to Good Day New York, sir. We are a little bit nervous.
I know.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Mr. Las Vegas is here. How's New York treating you so far?
It has been fabulous. New York has been a very integral part of my career.
Really? And how so?
Well, I started my first network television show with Jackie Gleason. And then I appeared at the Copacabana in the lounge for six months, and then won the Ellis Island Award for being an American. I told them then that I'm half Indian, and I said I'm the only one that could receive this award whose people sold the island to the people who were giving the award.
How about that? All right, hey, Wayne, real quick, last night, the beautiful event for Frank Sinatra. 100th birthday was in December. What happened last night?
The Friars Club had a tremendous show last night, raising money for the wounded warriors and their families, and also youngsters who are not able to afford to go to music school, and they're giving scholarships for that. So it was a wonderful, wonderful evening, and the people who were there to perform were friends of Frank, like me, and had stories to tell about him and how he related to their life, you know.
Could you tell us a few stories? I know some of them must be really, maybe not for morning TV, but can you edit those a few? Just give us an idea of your interaction with Frank Sinatra.
Well, anytime I was in one of those ups and down situations in my life, which if you live long enough you're going to go through, the first call I got was always from Frank saying, how can I help, what's going on, so on and so forth. And he'd call me the engine, and I called him the chief of the Awapahos. And he was the kind of man that you learned from without even realizing you were learning. You can only look at those things in retrospect and realize how much those people meant to you, when at the time it's just another day. And we're all doing 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week. And of course, he was having a few more parties than I was.
Yeah, I know you a lot younger than he is or was. Did you ever go to those parties? Because I heard those parties were legendary with the showgirls and everything.
I heard that too. I was not allowed in those parties. In fact, I wasn't even allowed in the place I was working, and I would have to go to the dressing room or the restaurant after my show and wait for. We did 6 shows a night, 6 a week.
Wow.
In those days.
Wayne, where'd you grow up?
Virginia.
You started singing, how old were you?
I was 4, and I left Virginia at the age of 9, moved to Phoenix, Arizona because I had bronchial asthma, and then an agent came through. I had a local television show in Phoenix, and an agent came through and wanted me to audition for the lounges in Las Vegas. So we took a bus, my brother and I, and
without your parents?
Without my parents.
Oh my goodness.
And drove up to Las Vegas, and we auditioned and did 2 songs, and the gentleman who was auditioning us turned around and walked out. So I figured, well, it's back to school. And he stuck his head back in. He said, if I can get a permit, we'll hire you for 2 weeks.
You and your brother, or just you?
My brother and I.
Okay.
My brother stayed in show business until around 1970. It wasn't a calling for him. It was just something he did because I was in it. And he wanted to look out for the younger brother.
That's awesome. So when did you get your residency in Vegas?
When we started performing in the main showroom, you were asking for a Frank Sinatra story. I get a call. I was at the Flamingo, and the aide says, Frank Sinatra's on the phone. Now, my thought was, why would he be calling me? I didn't know him that well.
But you knew who he was.
Of course I knew who he was.
Yeah.
And I thought it was Fred Trevelina doing an impression of Fred. And so I go to the phone, and to make it quick, the voice on the other end said, Wayne, I'm having a dinner between shows, and I'd like you to come to it at Caesars. And I said, how many people will there be? Thinking it's Fred the whole time. And he said, oh, probably 18. I said, why don't you call me when there are less people? And I hear click. So I was sure that I'd gotten to Fred.
Yeah.
Right? About a week later, phone call. Abe picks it up. It's Mr. Sinatra again. So I go to the phone and I said, yes, sir, this time. Just in case.
Yeah.
And he said, it's dinner tomorrow night between shows, and it's my wife and myself. Is that a few enough people for you? And he hung up. So he and I became instant friends from that point on. He looked out for me, made sure I didn't get in trouble. I didn't go to the parties that he was having.
A mentor to Wayne Newton. That's what Frank Sinatra was, I guess, in a way.
Yes, he was in many ways.
That's beautiful. By the way, you know, Graceland, I've been there, Rosanna's been there, Elvis's home, that opened up as a museum/amusement park after he died. Is it true you're opening up your residence in Las Vegas? People, fans, can go see where you live?
It is true. And as a matter of fact, we started getting so much mail of people saying, what's behind those walls? Because ours is 52 acres. I started building out there in 1966. The first home I built was for my parents and myself and my brother. When he got married, he moved away to LA. And then when I got married, my parents said, you should stay here. So I built him another house. So the ranch just kept growing and to 52 acres.
Well, we're going to take a special tour of your house when we come back.
Yeah, totally. But before we go, are you still playing in Vegas regularly?
I sure am. In fact, we're opening April 6th, the Mobile T arena that seats about 20,000 people. And I also am opening at one of the hotels, I think, around mid-February.
Wow. What do you think about these newcomers like Britney Spears and Celine Dion and Jennifer Lopez, who's going to be starting a residency?
I think they're great, and I'll tell you why. People think that the performers have a camaraderie, and you know, they want to pit them against each other. The truth of the matter is that the more of those kind of people that come to town, the more people come to town. They'll catch one show of the person they want to see, then maybe they'll move over to people like me. You know, and that has always been the case. When Elvis was there, when Bobby Darin was there, when Frank and Dean and Sam were there, and Liberace, on and on and on. We were thrilled when it was that kind of thing.
So during your act, do you still sing some of the favorites like Dankeschön?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give us a little Dankeschön while we go out to commercial?
Dankeschön, it's so early, Dankeschön.
All right, when we come back, we're going to go through a little walkthrough of
Your house, okay?
Okay, I'm
Wayne's
with you.
house. All right, don't go anywhere.
How are you going to keep people from going through your stuff?